Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Saturday, October 22nd, 2022. Welcome to another exploration video. Today we are going to explore the Highbridge Water Tower in conjunction with Open House New York. For those of you guys who don't know anything about Open House New York, every fall, on one particular weekend, the city opens quite a few attractions to the general public that are usually never open to the public. And it's basically a race against time to visit as many as you can. This year, there were two type events. What I'm going to call general admission and what I'm going to call ticketed. The general admission events, like the one I'm attending today, anybody can go to. But the ticketed events are so popular and so in demand that you had to be part of a lottery system and you had to win a ticket. So let's get started with today's tour first of the Highbridge Water Tower. This is the way it looks from the outside, looking straight up. That's me, for those of you guys who don't know me. I had to ham it up for the camera. We were lucky. We were third in line. The tour opened at 1:00 p.m. in the afternoon, and we are now on the ground floor entering the structure. Groups of people will let in, approximately 20 at a time. When we first got there was approximately, I guess, maybe 40 or 50 people. But by the time we left, it was either double or triple that. Now, a little history on the structure itself, because most of you guys probably don't know anything about it. And by the way, I'm going to show you some better pictures of the outside at the very end of the video. It happens to be what I'm going to call a parkie or a guide. And there were quite a few of them on hand to answer our questions. That's my friend Bob taking one of 1,000 pictures. The stairs here are original steel diamond plate, dating back to when the tower itself was built. It was actually built between 1866 and 1872 by architect Jerome B. Jervis. And it is what you would call the Romanesque revival and Neo-Greco styles. And it actually had a 7-acre reservoir next to it. Again, most of this is original, but not all of it. And I'll explain why as we go along. The tower was disconnected from the Croton system in 1949 and left to sit and rot. Unfortunately, I guess it was around the year, again, don't quote me on this year, but I'm going to say maybe in the 1980s, a vandal broke into the water tower, climbed to the top of it, and set it on fire. The fire was so bad that the vandal could not get out of the fire he set, and he jumped to his death. The city then boarded up the entrances once again, and it just sat there until they started restoring it in 1989. This is just iconic. I'm sure anybody in the New York City area has passed this water tower and probably thought of it as a lighthouse, or maybe not even known what it was. Each floor is labeled, as you can see. We've made it up to the second floor, and we're continuing. The brick, the railings, they're original. The wood is not. Much of the wood was replaced due to being burned out during the fire. See that? You can see there's other visitors coming up behind us. We were number 3. These are the pipes that used to connect and are no longer hooked up to the system. The views from the various windows are unparalleled, and this is probably a once-in-a-lifetime event for me. This is a picture of the Washington Heights pool. Check it out. Pretty neat, right? Continuing up, there's a close-up of the diamond plate steps. I just love the way this is made and designed. They don't make them like this anymore. You can clearly see right here that this wood has been replaced. Much of it was burned out due to the fire many years ago. This view here, you're looking out at, this is 95, the Cross Bronx Expressway right here. And this bridge over here is what's known as the 181st Street Bridge. There's another look. Later on, when we come down from this tower, we're actually going to walk down here and cross onto Highbridge. I've done videos on that before, but I'm going to do another one today. Beautiful sunny day. Unfortunately, tomorrow is going to be cloudy and rainy, so that's why I made sure we got out today and got on this particular tour. We're still climbing up to the top. We stopped so many times to take close-up pictures of everything we saw, and as you can see, the staircases are quite narrow. So if somebody wanted to get by us, we had to squeeze over to the side and let them through. The staircase is winding and very well designed. I think this is probably my first time ever in an actual water tower. See, level 3 we just passed, coming up to 4. Again, I am really impressed with these diamond plate steel stairs. That's Bob. New flooring, original brickwork. Again, you can see the wood is brand new. Climbing up. This is another view of the Washington Heights pool. We're getting near the top, but we're not there yet. I'm not 100% sure if the railing itself is original. Now, I think it is only because I looked at it closely and it's been painted over many times and it's got that gritty feel underneath where it feels like rust was coming through. Here's a crowd of people coming up behind us. For those of you who don't know, we are actually historians, member of the New York City Historical Society. And my friends and I, we often go on these tours and photograph them. Here's another view. This is a real good one. The highway with all the cars here is the Harlem River Drive Viaduct. Those of you guys who've been watching my videos for years know I have covered that many times, and this winter I'll cover it again. The ramp up here, this is the ramp coming off the bridge to get on the 181st Street Bridge, and sadly, this is totally rebuilt and not original. But believe it or not, if you check out my old videos, I have pictures of this old ramp before it was rebuilt. And we're still climbing, folks. We got a good workout today, and if you think these stairs are something, wait till you see the staircase we encounter later on today. This is a look actually down. We're almost at the top, but we're not there yet. Original window pane. Nice design there. I believe that's called Gothic. Now you can see we're getting to the top where there's glass. It's all glass enclosed. We're getting up there, folks, and you're going to like what you see. Okay? Level 6. That's Bob just ahead of me getting to the top. I was in no rush to get there. I wanted to get as many pictures as I could. Here's a really nice view. The pool is to the left bottom, and that's the George Washington Bridge in the background. And let me tell you something, that George Washington Bridge was freaking bumper to bumper the whole way over. All right, we're getting to the top finally, and we're at the top. Now this here is fenced off, this little area here. These are stairs leading to what I'm going to call the cupola, if I may. See, now look, if you could get in there, you would go up this windy staircase, zip, 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 zip to the top, and pop through the actual hatch up there. This is the base of the structure that I'm talking about right now. Again, there's a close-up view of it. There it is again. I swear. I even asked one of the guards there if they had the key to get in there, and of course I knew they didn't, but it's really interesting. Here you can see Highbridge. This is the Highbridge that I have explored in the past. Many of you guys have seen my videos, and shortly we'll be going down there. As you probably know, the Highbridge was closed in 1970 because vandals were throwing objects off the Highbridge onto the Circle Line and other boats. Also, gangs were fighting on the bridge and actually throwing rival gang members off the bridge. So for safety concerns, it was closed in 1970. So I never got to see it as a kid, but as an adult, I got to see it when they reopened it a few years ago. And you'll get to see it in a few minutes. Another view from the top, all glass enclosed. I have to imagine this was all replaced when this was rebuilt a few years ago. As you can see, this is all group number 1. The people in my group, which I'm going to call group 1, was probably the first 20 people online. Here is a view facing south to Yankee Stadium, although you can't actually see Yankee Stadium in this picture. Down here is your Harlem River Drive. All right, over here is your Major Deegan Expressway. All right, this is the rail yards right here, Metro North track. For any of you movie buffs that remember a movie called The 7-Ups, near the beginning of it, when they kidnapped Max Kalish and dumped him out of a '68 Chevy, this is where it was done, right about here, but you can't get in there anymore because it's all closed up and there's a security shack. So don't think you're getting in there. All right. Similar view to what I just showed you. This is looking across from one side of the water tower to the other side, and my favorite little center structure right here. Pool. Various other people interested in history. This gentleman here on the right is one of the, I'm going to call him a parkie or guard who had some information, as does this gentleman here. Another view of the bridge. Listen, you cannot get pictures like this from any other point in Manhattan. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and I'm so thankful that the city opened up this landmark today for us. This, of course, is the shadow of the tower. This area right here, this greenery, is called Highbridge Park. And the tower is actually located in what is called Highbridge Park. Again, another view. You can see the leaves are starting to turn. Today is October 22nd. The highways I showed you earlier, Harlem River Drive Viaduct. This used to be called the Harlem River Drive Speedway back in the old days when it was constructed like around 1903. And I've seen pictures of the Speedway with actual horses and wagons on it. Unbelievable, but true. Your Harlem River, Metro North tracks, Deegan ramps, Cross Bronx, 181st Street Bridge. Now they had a table set up top with historical photographs like the one I just mentioned to you about the Harlem River Drive Speedway. The gentleman here on the left was quite knowledgeable. My friend and I spoke to him at length, about some of the history of the tower and some other historic places that we plan to visit in the future. We were very, very lucky that we got a nice, bright, sunny day today. Here's the lock I was telling you about earlier. You can see right here there's a combination lock, and I asked the guard if there was any chance of him opening it, but he said he didn't know the combination and didn't know anybody who did. But even if he had the combo, somehow I don't think he would have let us go up there. I don't think anybody's been up there for quite a while. But you know how I am. I love to explore, and I would jump at the chance to ascend that steel ladder. Another look at the Highbridge. There's a boat out on this nice sunny day. A lot of traffic. I'm telling you, if you look at this picture, every highway leading to the George Washington Bridge was at a dead stop. It was just pathetic. And it's like that every weekend. Here's an up-close view, see? Traffic going for the bridge, traffic for the bridge here, and even here, all leading to the George Washington Bridge. This, for the record, is called the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. Again, historians looking at the paperwork and exchanging notes and pleasantries. There I am. Very, very nice. A very good tour today. Definitely I would recommend this to anybody who likes this kind of thing. There's a close-up of the structure I want to climb. I'm telling you, I just couldn't drag myself away from this. Maybe I'm obsessed, but yeah. This, you can't really see what this is in the picture here. This is one of those spotted lanternflies that everybody's very upset about. They say you should kill them on sight. Well, for some reason, there are a lot of them in Highbridge Park. Another view of the bridge. We're getting ready to go back down now. In fact, we were up there so long, they said to us, guys, could you move it along so we could let the next wave in? Because we really shouldn't hold up the line. So we're going to get back down. There I am again. I guess he took more than one picture of me. Sorry about that. Okay. Going down is just as good as going up. There was some talk as to why some of these bricks are in these rectangular designs. Nobody seemed to have the answer for that. I certainly don't have it. Very top of the pipe. Decorative window again, and there's the same window from the other side. Nobody was in any rush to leave the water tower, let me tell you. I tell you, you just don't see this kind of thing anymore. And the brickwork, as I said earlier, is original. Nothing fake about that. Naturally, the electronics were put in afterwards that are not original, because there was an exit sign as we leave, which you're going to see. People see this is the next wave of people coming up here, and we're going back down. Original brickwork, nice diamond plating, close-up of said diamond plating. No chance of you slipping on that when it's wet. You don't have to worry about that. This is not original, as you know. This, I'm not so sure about. C5E. In the past, I showed you lettering that was painted on in a more professional with a stencil. I'm not sure if this is actually original. So I thought it was worth taking a picture of that alone. See? And we're going back down. People are coming up. Nice arch window. There's the guide on the right, giving us some information. Here you can clearly see the date 1894 on this pipe. 1894. That's a long time ago. Both these pipes are stamped 1894. Going back down. And now we're getting onto the ground floor. This gate swings closed to keep people out at night, because you know what would happen if they didn't lock this place up. Close-up of said gate. This is original. This pedestal is original. The windows are barred on the ground floor, and I don't think I have to tell you why. So freaking neat. Okay, this is outside. Now look, this is the line when we came out. Look how it snakes around here and goes around down here. When we arrived, well, when Bob arrived, he was like out of the picture because like we were number 3. Here's the water tower from the outside. As you can see, the guides here were counting people as they came in. 20 at a time, I believe, was what they were letting in. It's really taller than it looks here in the picture. It's fooling. It's misleading. The only thing that I was a little bit saddened at was something's missing here. See it? It looks like the design of a water droplet, obviously pried out and stolen by some vandal over the years. Okay, we are now outside, and I just took this picture to show you the erosion of the concrete right here, how it's worn away. They did some patchwork here and here, but it's eroding away. This is the outside of the window I showed you earlier that was barred up, because you know people would try and break in there at night. There's a nice look at it. Fall foliage. Another shot. A little further away. NYPD guarding the scene. Now, we're going to go down the steepest staircase in the city of New York. This is only part 1 of the staircase. This leads to the Highbridge I showed you earlier. Look at this thing. I mean, going down ain't bad, but you got to be in pretty good shape coming back up, or you're going to be huffing and puffing. So, we're going down. You may remember I've covered this staircase in previous videos years ago. That's the way it looks from the bottom. Later on, we're going to be going back up the staircase. And now we're walking around the side to Highbridge. This pole, the base is original, okay? How can you tell this is an original pole? By right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. See these original bolts popping through? If you see the 4 bolts, you know it's original to the period. Anything that has no bolts popping through is a reproduction, a fake. And we're walking onto the Highbridge. Here we go. That's a look down onto the Harlem River Drive, which is the highway I showed you earlier. Very interesting highway. I've covered this ramp many times. I remember when I was a kid, they didn't have the metal guardrail here. And I can't tell you how many times vehicles would jump the low concrete divider and go into oncoming traffic. Not a pretty sight. Oh, by the way, they're scheduled to rebuild this in about 5 years or so. I don't know how they're going to undertake that project. It's going to be huge. And it's going to make traffic even worse than it is now. Going up to the bridge. This is the Harlem River Driveway, aka the Harlem River Speedway. Walking across. This is looking back where we just came from. There is your Highbridge water tower. We were just up top here. This picture shows the difference in the brickwork. The brickwork on the left is all redone, whereas the brickwork on the right is all original. There's a better shot of it. See? redone, reproduction, original. Those are your railroad yards for Metro North. Any of you guys who watched my early videos back in, I don't know, it was somewhere between 2007 and 2010, should recognize this area, because I filmed a very good chunk of the video called PayPal Revenge. Over here, in this area, across the tracks, and over here to the Major Deegan, a lot of it. Of course, today, you can't do that because Metro North rehabilitated everything. They put up a huge fence right here, so there's no way you're going to be able to cross onto the tracks. This is the far side of Highbridge. This would technically be called the Bronx. This staircase going down here has all been rehabilitated. So for that reason, we're not going to go down that staircase today. Here's a look at your Highbridge. This was just a little storage vault. I'm not sure why I took this picture, so we'll just skip right by that. Well, you know what? That's the end of the video. That's the end of the video. I thought I had some more, but apparently I don't. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this look at Highbridge Park, specifically the Highbridge Water Tower and all the other accoutrements included. Let me tell you something. It was a lot of work to make this video. I sure hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns about the Highbridge Water Tower, or the Highbridge itself, or Highbridge Park, or anything about that, put them in the comment section below. Please support Open House New York Weekend if you can, if you're from the area. Round 2 is tomorrow. The forecast for tomorrow is cloudy and rainy. I'm sure hoping that the rain holds off till late in the day, because there's someplace I'd really like to go. Anyway, guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. Thanks for watching. Rock on, and peace!